Well, I do like action, and that's we are in the process of bringing some action to giantbomb.com, and we are here to talk about and announce our first couple of shows. As you might have surmised, one of them is coming from Jeff Grubb.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I didn't just sneak on the show for no reason. I'm going to do Grubbsnax, I think, is what we're going to call this thing.
So good. Sure. That's why not.
good.
I mean,
Can I show the logo? Can I show the logo?
Yeah, show the logo and listen, Phil.
Please.
P-Tibbs, if you
desperately want people to see that.
you want to fight about
Yeah, me too. Yeah, if you want to fight about it, we can settle this.
Yeah.
We can settle this. I meant to actually
Yes, me
DM
too.
and ask, say, hey, is this cool? I guess we could still do that. But listen, it's Grubbsnax. It's going to be kind of a new show where I talk to the audience. I'll probably come with some try to bring some new news each week, or at least talk about the big topic. And I'm very passionate about explaining why stuff is happening and why these companies make decisions that they make. So I'll try to come at it from that angle. And then I'll take questions. So the people seem to have a lot of questions about what is happening, what's coming next. People seem to prefer it over actually playing video games sometimes. And hey, listen, I'm not here to shame anybody. It's going to make a show, so I'm okay with it. But yeah, we're going to start this Thursday, and I hope people tune in. I think the first episode's going to be free, right? It's going to be open for everybody, but it'll be on giantbomb.com/chat. Is that the best place to get
here,
it?
the same page people are watching this right here. This will be a live show.
Cool.
Well, we will be bringing a chunk of that to Giant Bomb premium members every Thursday on Thursdays here. And I am excited. I'll be in that chat going like, why do you hate video games?
Yeah. Where's Starfield, liar?
Why don't you leak screenshots of Starfield? I know you have it. All that stuff. Yeah.
That's
You get in there, you keep asking me about Karnov, and I'll be happy. And we'll like build that buzz.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like I want Microsoft running the numbers on what a Karnov reboot looks like. If they have to go out and acquire it from, I guess Gmode would own it now, and like figuring out like, okay, how do we make a Karnov versus Mr. Do? Danny O'Dwyer also here. We've got another announcement of new programming. Danny, let's talk about it.
Sure.
Let's get into it. You were on Twitter yesterday talking about you and Timur, these old photos. I heard that I just saw an article today that jean shorts were coming back. So these photos
never went away.
Well, yeah, that's I got rid of most of mine, and
no. I couldn't do. I wanted to do one show that was did a lot of cool like camera work and filmed in person and reminded me of like the early days of Giant Bomb where you guys were sort of like guerrilla recording and covering weird games and stuff. But I also knew I couldn't do that on like a weekly basis. So I've got two shows, one that's sort of like lower production and it'll be 3 weeks on with that one, and then on the fourth week it'll be the other show, which is high production, and then back to the other one. So it's kind of like, once a month for one of them and 3 times a month for the other, basically. The one I'm doing with Timur is riffing off of the other favorite shows that I loved on Giant Bomb, which have been the endurance runs. It's not a classic endurance run. The title of the show has it in it, though. We're calling it Borne to Run, and it's not a Bloodborne playthrough or endurance run. I mean, Jan literally did that during quarantine. It would be ridiculous to go back
very poorly, I will say.
You did. I thought you finished it, which is the most important thing. It's not Bloodborne, it's Soulsborne. So it's an endurance run in the fact that we are going to play, upwards of 5, I guess, probably by the time we're doing this, 6 games, myself and Timur going through them. And it's kind of like a spiritual successor to Endurance Run, because it's not daily. It's not the sort of like daily grind that you guys did on so many of those games. Obviously, it's sort of like every week. And we're also going to we're going to strategize it. So the idea is that there are a lot of people who have never played these games, and there are a lot of people who will never. Like that ship has sailed for them. So what we want to do is basically do a playthrough. I'm green to a lot of these games. I've only completed Bloodborne, and I've done half of Demon Souls. I've never played Dark Souls 2, 3, or Sekiro, and I've done a little bit of Dark Souls Remastered, whereas Timur knows them all. So I'm playing. I'm going to try and complete all of them. Timur is sitting in the seat. He's basically going to be nudging me in directions, and the two of us are sort of explaining how the game works. And then each episode will be a truncated version of the full playthrough. It won't be raw. We're actually editing them a bit. Just, if it takes me 12 attempts to kill Maneater, we won't have you sit through the 12 attempts. It's going to be edited down.
Just maybe the deaths. Just
yeah,
exactly. Yeah. We're going to keep in, as Timur said, we're going to keep in the bants and the deaths. So plenty of banter and plenty of me dying. So So the other one is basically a show, kind of in the no clip, like documentary style. Kind of like our show Greatest Hits over there, where it's kind of an investigation into a game. But I'm not going to be picking the games. You guys are going to be picking the games. So each episode, I'm going to focus on one duder, and then eventually I'm sure we'll cover you all off and we'll have to talk to friends of Giant Bomb. But one of you is going to be the focus. Gersman, you're very graciously put your hand up for episode 1. And we're going to focus on, the idea is to focus on a game that you love, but never got sort of mainstream attention or love. Chances are this is a game I've never played. So you're going to pitch it to me at the start. I'm going to go away and do the research. We're going to film the boxes. We're going to do like the whole like treatment to it. And then at the end, I'm going to go interview in person you and basically like take all that I've learned about the game and sort of make you justify why this game should have sort of gotten more love or why it means a lot to you. It's called Guilty Treasures, and the first episode will be up at the end of this month. And you've picked the game, and it's a real like question marker for me. And I did some research. I was like, this is cool.
I was like, for the first episode, I was like, this might be too like this might be too old for the footage to be dynamic enough, or this might be like, I was just like trying to picture it, but I was like, no, this is a game that jumps out to me. This is a game I still probably play once a year, if not more. And it's I don't know. It's an offbeat game that I don't necessarily think is an amazing video game, but I love it. So it's I'm excited. I'm excited to talk to someone else who has played it, because I never have.
So, wow. Okay. That's awesome. And that's the most important thing, is that people that weren't, I wanted it to be like games people are really excited to talk about, because it's like, because the thing is, like, I could have easily done a show where it was like, tell me about your favorite game, or we could go genre by genre, but it's 2011. Sorry, it's not 2011. It's 2021 on the internet now. Everyone's talked about all the great games. So how are we going to make a show that is about like your guys' love for games, and also like kind of games that don't usually get this type of treatment? So it's going to be fun to see what people pick, because some games are going to be way more idiosyncratic than others, I guess. And the one we're starting off with is like a real, I'm looking forward to the challenge on this one. I think it's going to be like, people are going to be like, what is that game? I think for a lot of folks.
Yeah, it'll be a what, and then followed up with a why? What? Okay. Yeah.